Alright guys, welcome back to another video. And this video is basically for dudes that feel lost and don't know what to do in life. And if you guys are one of those dudes, and same thing goes for women, pursue yourself, right? Pursue yourself, and the path forward shall be revealed. Okay guys, now when I say pursue yourself, I'm not talking about the you that's unmotivated, the you that's the worst version of yourself, quite literally, the you that doesn't know what to do, the you that isn't confident, that doesn't have the ball sacks to do what other people can, essentially, right? I'm talking about the you that is confident, the you that is at the pinnacle of what you could be, the you that's curious, the raw and honest version of yourself. And it's okay if all of those things sound vague and you don't know what to do with this kind of information. That's why you take that step forward. That's why you start the path forward by walking. And as you walk, eventually you find out what you really want to do with that purpose in mind, with your purpose. So now guys, let me offer you 3 powerful reasons why pursuing yourself is a necessary component in becoming the best version of yourself, in becoming the pinnacle version of yourself. Okay guys, first reason, right? You are the constant in every chapter of your life. I'm gonna say that again. You are the constant in every chapter of your life. So think about that, guys. What do you guys think really means when I say that? I'm gonna pause. You can pause the video, but think about it for a second. So think about it like this. At the end of the day, everything around your life is going to change. The nice car that you had, the house that you're living in, the friends, your apartment, your friendships, your relationships, whatever that's not you is practically going to change as life goes on, right? But the one thing that isn't going to change, the one thing that's going to remain constant throughout your entire life is you. So does it not make sense to invest in the one constant that will yield more than investing in things that just won't yield anything at all? Think about it, guys. You could land the perfect job, you could land the perfect partner, you could land the perfect anything, right? But let's just say that perfect partner is at war with themselves. Let's just say that perfect job doesn't give you that peace, doesn't give you that anything, right? Like, doesn't give you that comfortability. So why not invest in yourself? Invest in your own skin to give you that peace, to give you that comfortability, to give you that understanding that no matter what happens, I'm always at peace with myself. I always have that comfort, that comfortability with myself. It only makes sense to invest in yourself when everything around you is always in turmoil, when everything around you is always uncertain, no matter how certain it appears at the time. At the end of the day, guys, you're not wasting your time focusing inward and focusing yourself. What you're really doing is just planting roots, right? Planting seeds that will grow into big trees so that when the storm comes around and blows everything away, you will remain grounded. And when the opportunity comes, right, you're ready to knock on that opportunity, essentially, right? Because at the end of the day, right, you can never lose when you invest in yourself. You can never lose when you're focusing on yourself, right? It just filters out the noise. It filters out everything that doesn't essentially matter to you, that shouldn't actually matter to you, except obvious things like family, right? That shouldn't really matter to you. And when the time comes, you'll just be ready, whatever that thing could be to you, right? You can never lose when you're focusing on healing, growth, and peace and comfortability. Okay, guys, number 2, right? And it's clarity comes from movement forward, not stagnation. Clarity comes from movement forward, not stagnation. In the end, guys, waiting for that perfect plan is just foolish, right? Especially in my last video, waiting for that perfect plan to just fall into your lap is just unrealistic. And that's not exactly how you find purpose, right? You don't find purpose by just waiting around, waiting all day, just waiting for the idea to strike into your mind. You find it that by just moving forward. You find it by just moving forward and finding that clarity. And eventually that purpose unfolds itself to you. It's like watching a show, right? You don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know yet. But as the show progresses, you gain more and more of an understanding of what's going to happen, of what the ending is gonna look like. And eventually, before you know it, you have a clear understanding of the ending before it even shows up. And that's exactly how purpose works, especially in life. When you pursue yourself, right? When you pursue yourself, you're making yourself happier and you're making yourself bigger. If you're going to the gym, you're making yourself more handsome. You're learning a lot of things, right? When you pursue yourself, you literally cannot fail. when you're pursuing yourself, and you start to notice things that drain you of energy. You start to notice unnecessary things that just shouldn't have been there in the first place, right? A lot of things, you start to notice them all, right? You learn what feels aligned and what feels fake, and before you know it, you're cutting it all off. You're cutting that shit out, or at least I would hope you guys would, right? And that's how you begin to carve a path forward, right? Not by being stagnant, not by just waiting around for perfection or for a map to just show you the way. You carve out your purpose by moving forward, essentially, right? By pursuing yourself and seeing everything that you couldn't see before. And look, guys, you won't get the right answer in one day, right? You won't get the right answer of what to do in just one go, right? Eventually, you'll just figure it out after you've done it enough times over the course of years, right? You don't need to find the right answer today. You just have to show up today. You just have to show up for yourself. And before you know it, that path forward will eventually reveal itself. Before you know it, you'll have an understanding of what you want to do. And when you show up for yourself, that's the fuel that will carry you into something meaningful, into something that's yours, into something that you're proud about. Okay, guys, last point and third reason. The strongest foundation for purpose is wholeness. I'm gonna say that again. The strongest foundation for purpose is wholeness. A lot of people chase dreams because they think they will fix what's broken inside. Essentially, a lot of people like to chase success, riches, because they think that it's the right thing to do. They think it'll fix what's broken inside, and they think that once they obtain those kind of riches and success, or whatever the case they're looking for, they'll be seen, they'll be respected, and they'll even be happy. But at the end of the day, that kind of thinking is a dangerous game, because you're basically doing what you think is right instead of doing this for your purpose, instead of doing this because you want to gain something out of this. You want to do this for a purpose that's bigger than yourself. Because at the end of the day, life is really mundane and monotonous, and it doesn't have to be that way if you have a purpose bigger than yourself. So that's why when you chase dreams, when you chase success and riches, and whatever the case it could be, it needs to align with your purpose. It needs to align with what you're looking for out of life. You don't want to just chase because you're told to by society. You've seen those Instagram reels, talking about bro doing this, and you want to be up there with bro. You know what I'm saying? You've seen those kind of reels and TikTok shit. You want to make sure you're chasing your dreams and goals, and it aligns with your purpose, not because you're told to, and it's the right thing to do in today's world. And guys, I cannot stress this enough, right? I wanted to say this a lot earlier, but I realized I should say this now, right? That pursuing yourself isn't selfish, right? It isn't a selfish thing to do at all. That's exactly what you should do anyways, especially in today's world where you don't know that person that you're with, where you don't know if life will throw a curveball, will throw a wrench in your plans, in your day-to-day life. And before you know it, your life isn't the same anymore, and you should have invested in the only thing that was constant, and that constant thing was essentially you, right? That's the thing that you should have invested all this time, so that when life throws a wrench in your day-to-day life, at least you invested the most of what was really important in life was you. At least you invested a lot of your life into yourself, essentially. When you become like the most healthiest, happiest, the most whatever, basically the most pinnacle version of yourself, right? You stop making choices out of pain. You stop making choices out of fear. You stop making choices because you're forced to. You basically stop reacting, and you start giving the choices. You start giving the actions for yourself. You start making everything because it comes from a place of peace and happiness. It comes from a place of comfortability. It comes from a place of who you really are, instead of just reacting to the world and becoming a puppet of the world. So guys, that version of you, that's basically the pinnacle of who you are. It exists somewhere, right? It exists somewhere, probably in the multiverse, if that is real, right? It exists somewhere, and that doesn't have to be a different multiverse. That doesn't have to be a dream. It could be today, right now. It starts with your mindset and making the right moves to make that dream a reality, right? It all starts in going to that gym. It all starts in talking, being more confident. It all starts in chasing your goals and dreams. If it aligns with your purpose, it all starts with making the right moves, right? and it will attract the right path. Before you know it, everything will fall into place. Before you know it, more opportunities will come by because you've worked hard on yourself, essentially. And I don't know, guys, when you start like working on yourself, you start feeling different. You start feeling more confident. You start having more wisdom out of the blue. Like you just start feeling like a new man, or at least in my case, you start feeling like a new person. Essentially, you have the wisdom to walk away from things that don't matter to you, from things that just hold you back, and you start focusing more on more important things that matter to you. And before you know it, it's like you're living a life that feels like yours. It's like you have this sense of destiny that's greater than you, and that destiny is purpose. Essentially, it's like you have this sense of fate on you. Like it was fated to be this way. It was fated to do this. Like it just feels grandeur. It feels great, and that's why you should focus on yourself at all times. So guys, at the end of the day, right, if you don't know what to pursue, right, remember, pursue yourself. It starts with that healthy conversation. It starts with setting more boundaries. It starts with pursuing your purpose. It starts with chasing your dreams and goals. It starts with going to the gym more. It starts with being more confident, learning how to talk. It starts with everything that you know will make you the best version of yourself, the pinnacle, the top of the mountain, the apex predator, whatever term for it. It all starts with pursuing yourself. Path has always been in front of you guys. You just have to go out there and just meet it. You have to go out there. You have to go out there and keep walking forward instead of being stagnant and just waiting for it to just fall in your lap. It ain't gonna happen. You have to go out there and meet it and keep pursuing. Don't wait for that perfect plan. Don't fall for that bullshit. Go out there and just do it. Remember to follow all my socials and check out my Patreon if you guys want exclusive access to wisdom like this in a heartbeat without having to wait for the next video. If you guys want exclusive access like this, immediately check out my Patreon, and I'll catch you guys another time.